this is an important aircraft and will remain a trainer for those in Britain and in the Commonwealth in the early interwar years and the late interwar years, and throughout the ride amongst you will notice that there are only 8 aircraft and not 9. That is sadly because 2 of our pilots have gone sick this week and 1 of our aircraft went unserviceable 2 days ago. So we're down to 8, but the spectacle will still be as good as ever. Now this Vic formation was the formation used by all air forces throughout the interwar period, and it was a way of trying to keep your men together, but also as a sector area attack whereby you could attack an undefended bomber with 24 guns, which has 18 guns, as it was on our television. The idea being a concentrated fire, and so long as France stays an ally and was a buffer between us and Germany, you'd be able to attack undefended bombers. But of course, come the Battle of Britain, this turned out to be a very poor tactic, because only the leader could be looking at the aircraft to be attacking, and the others were concentrating on their leader, and so were vulnerable to be attacked by the German fighters. And so quite quickly they formed themselves into what we have today, which is formation with a leader and a wingman, which is something that the Germans had cottoned on to during their experience in the 60s. Savour the sound of those 8 130 horsepower de Havilland Gypsy Major engines. Former Royal Air Force fast jet pilot, originally on Southampton University Air Squadron flying Bulldogs. He then went to do 2 tours on Phantoms with 111 Squadron, and then was in the Falkland Islands again with Phantoms on 23 Squadron. And indeed he used to fly the black Phantom that's actually in the static display here today. He's now captain on the BA A320 Airbus. So if you're going on holiday, listen out for his name. And it's actually his birthday today. On his right is Mike Vasey, who's the founder of Vintech, which is a company that looks after these vintage engines. On his left is Steve Bowhill-Smith, a former Concorde pilot, who's had what must be any aviator's best day out, where one day he went and flew. I'll say after we've gone and had this fly past is again the glorious sound. They come by in Big Vic formation. Delayed on the final 2 is their last, but most certainly not least. In the number 7 position, flying my aircraft, is Jerry Rendell, formerly of London University Air Squadron on Chipmunks. He then went on to an illustrious airline career, flying the VC-10, and finally being a captain on Concorde. But the number 8 is top man is David Sister, who is in 56 Squadron, Akrotiri, then 29 Squadron, Watersham, both of those on the Lightning. He's then at Central Flying School on the Gnat, then an instructor at Valley on the Gnat and the Hunter, then in the 43 Squadron with Lucas on Phantoms, and he's flying a Tiger Moth which is camouflaged exactly. In the red aircraft is Jerry Rendell, in the camouflage, David Sister. They will now turn and charge towards one another. Here they come. That's it. Now cast your eyes up to the main pack. They're in arrow formation, they're diving towards you, they're building up speed to 110 miles an hour. Brake. Lovely sight. Like fireworks going off. Now the team will form itself up into 2 long lines, and they will charge towards each other, very much like the synchro pair did earlier, except this time they've got multiple air flaps. It's got no starter motor. You have to swing the propeller by hand. It's got no brakes. You have to have chocks, wood chocks in front of the wheels before you start. It truly is chocks away. Just how close it is. Wonderful. And the good extremely difficult aircraft to fly well. It helps weed out those who've got no ability, those who've got some ability, and those who've got fantastic ability. And it was built mostly in Britain, but also in Canada and Australia and New Zealand. They will be able to hear you clapping, but they can see you waving. And if they spot you, they'll go and wave back to you. We made a radio-controlled version of this aircraft called gunnery practice, both from the land and from ships. And to help with getting you to learn how to do offset shooting, to shoot the head of the aircraft, so the bullets will actually hit it by the time you get that bit of air that the aircraft was not in at the point that you fired. And they've got 400 of those, and it'll be no surprise to you at all that of those 400, only 3 now exist. And indeed, after the war, these went on to equip the University Air Squadron, and indeed, University of Birmingham Air Squadron had them until 1950.
So just a few moments while we let the Tiger team land on. If you have just arrived, a very warm welcome to the Royal Air Force Cosford Air Show 2018 in this very special 100th year for the Royal Air Force. Can I please remind you to make sure you're putting plenty of suntan cream on, you're drinking plenty of water, you're keeping your property with a very special item indeed. And when we look back, the Royal Air Force nearly didn't survive to its first birthday. The war to end all wars was over, just over 7 months after the Royal Air Force was formed. We certainly needed the Army and the Navy to protect the mainland and also the Empire, but the attempt to keep the Air Force alive, to keep it in existence, the idea of actually using the Royal Air Force to police the Empire was floated by Chief of the Air Staff, Lord Trenchard. It was argued that a few aircraft could do the same job as thousands of ground troops, and this would be a very cost-effective way of controlling large areas that would normally be controlled by conventional land forces. So Lord Trenchard put the idea into practice in 1920, when the RAF and Imperial Ground Units defeated rebel Somaliland dervishes. The following year, in 1920,